The engagement Spain never wanted, Princess Leonor's secret battle. The palace lights glowed with the familiar calm that Spain has come to expect from its royal family. Order, protocol, duty, the same rules repeated for generations. But tonight, in the quiet heart of Zarzuela, something happened that no one in Spain was ready for. A question was asked, a promise was made, and Princess Leonor said yes. Not to the crown, not to tradition, but to love, and that yes ignited a secret battle that Spain was never supposed to see. From a distance, the Spanish monarchy has always looked strong, elegant, disciplined. A carefully maintained image, a symbol of unity holding a complicated nation together. But behind the elegant dresses, rehearsed speeches, and military honors, Leonor has been living a life that was never entirely her own. Born with a title she did not choose, raised to be perfect before she could even speak, trained to speak, walk, think, and breathe as a queen. And yet, here she is. 20 years old, in love, engaged, and suddenly at war with the very institution she has been shaped to lead. To understand how this happened, you must first understand who Leonor became beneath her duty. For the world, she is a future queen. But for those who know her closely, she is a young woman who carries the quiet weight of expectation with an astonishing grace. From childhood, she has been watched, studied, photographed, judged. Even her smallest gestures interpreted as symbols of the monarchy's direction. Every step made for a country. Every breath measured against the expectations of millions. And in all that, there has been little space for Leonor to exist as herself. So it surprised few people who truly knew her that she gravitated toward someone who didn't see her as royalty, but as a person. Someone who knew her when the cameras were gone. Someone who listened when she spoke without perfect phrasing, without royal distance, without fear of scandal. That relationship began quietly, away from royal eyes, growing in the rare moments of privacy that Leonor was allowed to have. Moments that weren't announced, scheduled, or scripted. Just human moments. Just love. But nothing in Leonor's life stays private forever. Not even love. The first sign appeared when she returned from military training with a small ring she tried, unsuccessfully, to hide. Cameras caught it. Journalists zoomed in. Social networks exploded. And suddenly the nation was asking questions. Who was he? Where did he come from? And most importantly, would the monarchy approve? Leonor said yes before the crown had even decided how to respond. She said it with certainty. With emotion. With defiance. And when she said yes, she didn't just accept a proposal. She triggered a crisis. The monarchy was built on alliances, image, and control. Marriages were not about love. They were about stability, public perception, political balance. A queen's marriage was not hers alone, it was a national asset. And Leonor knew this. She had been taught it her whole life. Yet she still chose love. Inside the palace, the reaction was swift. Advisors convened. Statements drafted. Damage control initiated. Spain's future queen was engaged to someone they did not select. Someone without aristocratic lineage, without political usefulness, without royal experience. Someone who represented love, not strategy. For King Felipe, the issue was not the romance itself, but the risk. Spain's monarchy has been fragile for years. Scandals, political division, and Republican sentiment have left it vulnerable. One wrong move could inflame public distrust. And what could be more dangerous than a young queen defying centuries of royal expectation? Queen Letizia, more modern, more empathetic, understood her daughter's struggle. She knew what it meant to marry into the crown. She knew what it meant to sacrifice identity for duty. She had done it herself. And though she feared the consequences, she also admired her daughter's strength. But admiration did not solve the crisis. Because while the palace debated, Spain reacted. And Spain did not agree. Some saw Leonor as a symbol of progress, a young woman choosing authenticity over outdated rules. Others saw her decision as reckless, selfish, and irresponsible. Social media became a battlefield. Experts appeared on television to argue whether this engagement would harm the monarchy or save it. Newspapers printed speculative headlines daily. Politicians weighed in. Royal watchers dissected every photo, every gesture, every whisper. Leonor did not respond publicly. Not because she was silent, but because she knew that her words, no matter how honest, would only widen the divide. Her silence was not weakness. It was strategy. Meanwhile, tension inside the palace grew. Conversations became confrontations. Meetings turned emotional. The young woman who had once been the quiet, obedient heir was suddenly standing her ground. Not with arrogance, but with a calm intensity that no royal advisor could diffuse. Leonor understood the risks. She knew her decision could weaken the monarchy. She knew it could turn supporters into critics. But she also knew something far more important. If she began her reign by sacrificing herself, she would never escape that sacrifice. If she gave up her love now, she would forever be trapped by the crown's expectations. And so she fought, not against her family, not against Spain, but for the right to live a life that belonged to her. Hours turned into days. Days turned into weeks. The palace worked tirelessly to prevent the story from reaching the public before they could control it. But love doesn't wait for press releases. And neither does scandal. The engagement leaked. Not with ceremony, not with announcement, but with shock. Spain woke up to headlines that read like revolution. Princess Leonor engaged. Future queen chooses love. Palace divided. Monarchy destabilized. And suddenly, everything the palace feared became reality. The public demanded answers. Who is he? Why him? And what does this mean for Spain's future? Questions piled faster than the crown could respond. And in that chaos, every silence became suspicious. Every delay amplified tension. Every rumor felt credible. Spain was no longer simply watching its monarchy. It was interrogating it. But what the public didn't see was the emotional battle unfolding behind closed doors. Leonor wasn't fighting a political war. She was fighting a personal one. A battle between who she is expected to be and who she wants to become. And that battle was not just about marriage. It was about identity. She has been raised to lead a modern democracy in a modern world. But the monarchy she is expected to preserve is built on ancient rules. Rules that no longer fit the society she will inherit. And so, Spain now stands at a crossroads. Will it demand a queen who follows outdated traditions? Or embrace a queen who acts like the people she represents? The debate is fierce, emotional, national, and deeply personal. Some say Leonor's engagement could endanger the monarchy. Others say it could save it. But one thing is certain, Spain can no longer pretend that its future queen is a silent symbol of the past. She is a woman with a voice, a choice, and a heart. And she is choosing to use all three. She did not choose an aristocrat. She did not choose a diplomat. She did not choose a royal partner trained to play a role. She chose someone she loves. And that, more than anything, terrifies the crown. Not because love is weak, but because love is unpredictable. For the palace, uncertainty is danger. For Leonor, uncertainty is freedom. This secret battle is not over. It is unfolding, moment by moment, decision by decision. The advisors strategize. The press speculates. The monarchy calculates. And Leonor waits, not passively, but patiently, for the world to understand that she is not asking for permission to love. She is demanding the right to be fully human in a role that has historically erased humanity. Spain has never seen a future queen like her. And that may be exactly what Spain needs. Whether the nation accepts her decision or resists it, history will remember what she did. Not because she created a scandal, but because she showed courage. Not because she broke tradition, but because she honored the truth of who she is. This is the engagement Spain never wanted. The engagement the crown tried to contain. The engagement the public was not prepared for. But this is also the love story Leonor refuses to surrender. Because she knows that power without authenticity is empty. Duty without freedom is suffocation. And a queen who cannot choose her own future cannot lead her people into theirs. Her battle has begun, quietly, fiercely, honestly, and Spain is watching, breathless.